Welcome back to MADMAN Review. If you want a handgun for concealed carry, you know you want something that's compact, lightweight, reliable, and packs a hefty punch for when things go south. And if you've been doing your homework, you've probably come across Sig's pistol options a couple times. Sig's got a solid rep as a top-notch gun maker, especially when it comes to their pistols. They've been at it since 1853, starting in Switzerland, and they really know their stuff. They make guns that are not just precise and reliable, but also perform like a champ. In this video, we'll talk about one of Sig's most popular and, quite possibly, the best polymer pistol they've made to date, the P365X Macro. Where it all began. Back in January 2018, Sig made a big splash with the original P365. It was a 9mm pistol holding 10+1 rounds, and it took the gun world by storm. There was nothing like it, so it flew off the shelves, selling over 1 million units. And guess what? It kickstarted the whole micro compact 9mm pistol craze. Other gun makers couldn't resist jumping on the bandwagon. Then the P365 series kicked it up a notch with a P365XL. This bad boy boasted a roomier grip, a flat-faced trigger, and a 12-round mag that only tacked on a smidge in height. But wait, there's more. They introduced the P365XL Spectre Comp, featuring a slick, built-in compensator on the slide. That was a game changer, making recoil feel like a distant memory. And now they've got the P365X Macro. It's like the all-star player of the P365 lineup. Now, you might be wondering, why Macro? Well, I'm not entirely sure what Sig was thinking, but my guess is that they went with Macro because this pistol is a bit bigger than your typical micro compact, but smaller than your usual compacts like the Glock 19 or even its bigger brother, the P320 compact. Dimensions and weight. The Sig P365X Macro is not your run-of-the-mill sidearm. It's a striker-fired polymer frame pistol that's engineered for performance and versatility. What sets it apart right out of the gate is its impressive 17+1 capacity. That's right. 17 rounds in the magazine ready to go and 1 in the chamber. It's a game changer if you want firepower in a compact package. Measuring in with a 3.1-inch barrel, this pistol strikes a balance between concealability and shootability. It's not just about packing more rounds, it's about delivering them accurately. The inclusion of a 1-inch width makes it slim enough for comfortable concealed carry. For those who carry day in and day out, you know that the width of the firearm can make all the difference in terms of comfort and ease of concealment. Now let's talk size and weight, because in the world of concealed carry, these factors can be deal breakers or deal makers. The Sig P365X Macro weighs in at a feather light 21 ounces when unloaded. That's a weight you'll barely notice on your hip, even during those long days when you're on the move. Less weight means less fatigue and discomfort, making it an ideal companion for everyday carry. Reliability and accuracy. When we talk about reliability, we're not messing around. We put the Sig P365X Macro through the ringer, and here's what we found. Unlike its forerunner, the P320, the P365X, like all other pistols under the P365 line, is dependable. It's as dependable as any Glock or Smith & Wesson or Ruger polymer frame striker-fired pistol, or your favorite hunting dog. We're talking 1,000 rounds downrange and not a single hiccup. No failures to feed, no failures to eject, and no misfires. It chomped through a mix of 115 grain and 124 grain factory FMJs, and even when we threw in some hollow points like Federal HST into the mix, they didn't flinch one bit. Now, reliability isn't just about range time, it's about trusting your firearm will work when you need it to. And after putting the P365X Macro through its paces, we can confidently say that it's a sidearm you can bet your life on. As far as accuracy, while the Sig P365X Macro doesn't claim to be a precision competition pistol, it certainly holds its own when it comes to accuracy. We ran the gamut from close quarter drills to bullseye shooting, and here's what we found. Up close and personal, this little beast is a speed demon. It's built for quick target acquisition, thanks in part to its low bore axis and relatively short reset on the trigger. We rapid-fired the damn thing and found that it's easily capable of 3-inch groups at bad breath distances. It's ideal for self-defense situations where every split second counts. But what about longer shots? Well, it's no slouch in that department either. It hits where you aim it, and it's consistent. We put it through the paces at distances of up to 20 yards and found that it has no problems delivering 2-inch groups at those distances. Now here's a little secret sauce. The Sig P365X Macro's included compensator is not just for show. This gadget reduces muzzle flip, helping you to stay on target and get quicker follow-up shots on point. It's a feature that can be a game changer, especially when you're trying to deliver multiple shots accurately in quick succession. So whether you're in a self-defense scenario or squeezing off rounds at the range for fun, the X Macro's speed, accuracy, and handling make it hard to beat. Modularity and other features. One of the standout features of the P365X Macro is its modularity. Now, what does that mean for you? Well, it means you can make this pistol your own, tailoring it to your preferences. The heart of this modularity lies in Sig's FCU, or Fire Control Unit. It's the beating heart of the design, and guess what? You can swap it into different frames. Sig has opened the door for you to mix and match, allowing you to find the perfect fit for your shooting style. So if you've another P365 pistol, you can mix and match frames, slides, and barrels. And if you haven't heard it yet, Sig recently released their Sig P365X AXG Legion, which features an aluminum alloy macro grip frame. At some point, the company will release this grip frame, which means if you have a P365X Macro and you want an all-metal version like the AXG Legion, you won't need to spend $1,200. You'll just need to wait for that aluminum grip module. Also, the P365X Macro brings a whole entourage of accessories. Pistol features a Picatinny rail for lights and lasers. You can add a flashlight for home defense, ensuring you're ready for anything that goes bump in the night. So whether you're looking to customize your X Macro with lights or lasers, Sig has you covered. But let's talk about the big one, red dots. The Optic Ready Slide. The Sig P365X Macro is optic dot ready, so you can slap on a red dot and get that extra edge in target acquisition. Now you might want to know which red dot sights are a perfect fit for it. And that can be a bit confusing, but don't worry, we're here to simplify things. Whether you've got a P365X XL, X Macro, or P365 380, they all share the same optics footprint. Think of it as the bolt pattern. It's essentially the same for all of them. This footprint we're talking about is called the RMSC footprint. Now, if you're planning to slap on a red dot, you'll want one that matches the RMSC footprint. I'm personally a fan of Holosun optics for a lot of reasons. First off, they won't break the bank, but that doesn't mean they're flimsy. These bad boys are built tough with sturdy aluminum housing and crystal clear glass. Plus, they come with nifty features like shake-awake and side-mounted batteries, making life easier. And guess what? They've got your back with a limited lifetime warranty, and they've got a reputation for being downright reliable. Now, Holosun has two main lines of red dot pistol sights, the C line and the K line. If you're packing one of those SIG models we mentioned earlier, you'll want to go with the K series. They're a tad smaller for that concealed carry vibe and don't have a solar panel. And here's the sweet part. The K-Series Holosun has a modified RMSC footprint. It's kind of like an RMSC footprint, but with a slight twist. For some pistols, you'll need an adapter plate or some tinkering, but lucky for you, P365X XL, X Macro, and P365 380 owners, it's a direct fit. No fuss, no muss, no modifications needed. It's a match made in heaven. If you're curious, we can recommend the Holosun 407K X2 red or green, the Holosun 507K X2 red or green, the Holosun EPS carry red and green, and lastly the Holosun 507K ACSS Vulcan red and green. But again, any optic with an RMSC footprint will work. Is it worth the price? We've explored the ins and outs of the Sig P365X Macro, but now it's time to tackle two key aspects: its price and how it stacks up against the competition. Let's dive deep into the dollars and see how it measures up. As far as all firearms are concerned, striking that perfect balance between cost and performance can be like finding a needle in a haystack. In my opinion, the P365X Macro strikes that balance. You're looking at a pistol that typically falls in the $650 to $750 range, depending on where you're located. Now, in the world of concealed carry, $600 is the sweet spot because you can find a brand new Glock 19 or a Smith & Wesson M&P 9 M2.0 for $600 or less. That means the X Macro at $650 is a tad bit more expensive than its competitors, but it's not going to break the bank either. And for that price, you are getting a compact powerhouse that doesn't skimp on performance. We've already talked about its 17+1 capacity, its accuracy, and its reliability, but let's put it all together. And don't forget the added benefits of modularity and compatibility with accessories like red dot optics and weapon lights. It's not just a pistol, it's a platform that you can tailor to your needs. So when we talk about price, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck, but the real question is, how does it fare against the competition? How it compares. Let's compare the X Macro with the Glock 19, a staple in the concealed carry world, often hailed as the gold standard. The X Macro offers 2 more rounds in the mag and a similar performance and package that's notably smaller and lighter, though I have to say it doesn't have the trigger dingus on the Glock 19. Sig missed the boat on that. Compared to the Glock 17, a full-size pistol, the X Macro offers the same ammo capacity, but it's nearly the same size as the micro-compact Glock 43X. Kind of like having your cake and eating it too. You get the best of both worlds, capacity and concealability. So if you're looking at either the Glock 17 or the Glock 43X, definitely consider the X Macro. But let's not talk about Glocks, let's talk about the Macro's siblings. The Spectre comp is in the same ballpark when it comes to size and firepower. However, the X Macro takes the lead in terms of capacity, offering more rounds in the magazine without sacrificing concealability. And finally, let's throw the Smith & Wesson's Shield Plus into the mix. It's a respectable choice, but when you compare it to the Sig, you'll notice the Sig's higher capacity and the added benefit of compatibility with accessories like optics and lights. So there you have it, guys. The Sig P365X Macro. It isn't just holding its own in the comparison game, it's carving out a niche for itself. It's a concealed carry pistol that offers compelling value, beating out the competition when it comes to capacity, size, and modularity. But don't just take our word for it. Go to your nearest LGS and try shooting the damn thing. You can thank us later.